Are we on air? All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you all out there, wherever you are, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, the league is about to kickstart. And hey, do you know what we are about to do right now this afternoon? We are going to be predicting the top 4. Yes, I am confident this afternoon, and I'm here to predict the top 4. My men, my boys are here with me, and they'll be speaking their mind. I don't really... You have to speak their mind. But let's see. This season, as the league is about to kickstart, how or what is your expectation for this season for your club, my club, Chelsea Football Club? Where do you think that the team, the club Chelsea, will end the season at? Are we going to be in the top 4, top 5, top 6? Or we are winning the title, the league title? I want to hear from you guys all, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we go into that, breaking news. Chelsea players have decided to give an equal portion of their 15.5 million Club World Cup bonus to the family of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Works out around 500,000. That is a gesture Chelsea players decided to, to show towards their friend Diogo Jota and Andrew Silva. Ladies and gentlemen, it came up since last night, and for me also it's a good news. It's a show of good friendship, empathy, love, and that is what is expected of us. We are footballers. Though these are not Chelsea players, Diogo Jota played against Chelsea few times, but hey, and he's got teammates with Chelsea. Yeah. Pedro Neto is a teammate, So some of these guys, we need to, I agree with them. I agree with what the club equally want to do. I agree, and I'm in full support of it. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, Fabrizio Romano reports once again that Garnacho to Chelsea will 100% happen. Garnacho to Chelsea will 100% happen. I told you guys earlier this morning that there's a greater probability that Chelsea might even sign Garnacho before concluding Xavi Simeone deal. I said it this morning. Now Fabrizio Romano reported that Garnacho deal will 100% happen. But Xavi Simeone negotiations are ongoing. They are waiting for the exit of Nkunku. Then only, waiting for the exit of Nkunku, then Xavi Simeone deal could happen. But Garnacho will 100% happen. And I said it that it's very likely Garnacho deal could happen before Xavi Simeone deal goes through. You are hearing it from this channel, and I mean it, because the way things are going, that is the way I'm seeing it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we go to the predictions for the upcoming season, Chelsea legend, yes, legendary captain John Terry gives up managerial dreams. Breaking news. Chelsea legendary captain John Terry has given up on his dream to become a manager one day. This is what he said. I am done in terms of coaching. John Terry, I'm quoting him. I am done in terms of coaching. I am enjoying my life. I'm working in the Chelsea Academy. My role is a part-time role with the Academy. My role is a part-time role with the Academy. I love working with the kids. I love passing on my knowledge and experience to those boys. Ladies and gentlemen, so if we are expecting to see our legend one day becoming Chelsea head coach, he's giving up on that dream. He's enjoying his life. Being a coach is not easy. Sometimes if you have the money in bank and you have some investments, it's better you relax yourself and enjoy those investments, have fun with your kids, and hopefully your grandchildren, if when the time comes. You don't have to continue to be stressing yourself. And I love what he's doing. He said he's enjoying his life. I'm done in terms of coaching. I'm enjoying my life. My goodness. I want to get to that level, that stage where I can look back at my bank account and I will say, I'm enjoying my life. I don't need to continue working. At the age of 55, I'm retiring. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my dream. At the age of 55, I'm retiring. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. After I have set up my studio, professional studio, where I have, different news programs, podcasts everywhere, employed at least 100 people working in my studios, then we can go on retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. It is what it is now. Let's get started. Prediction for next season. Yes. Let me say this. Last season, Chelsea was so close to the title until we began to face injury crisis in terms of Cole Palmer and Nicola Jackson. Yeah. These two players were the driving force in that setup until Cole Palmer and Jackson got injured. Now, after the injury, as a matter of fact, they deep in form, they began to lose form. Fatigue set in because they never had a backup. Jackson's backup was supposed to be McGuay, the little 18-year-old. Is it Guay they call him? Whatever, from Barcelona. Now, because he was so young and inexperienced, Maresca could not rely on him. And the entire job was on Jackson. Cole Palmer, equally, don't have the backup that could drive the team forward. Once Cole Palmer is not in the game, Chelsea doesn't play well. Then our own head coach came in and said, we are not in the title race. At the time that Chelsea was second on the league table, from the onset, we were second. As a matter of fact, we were battling first and second with Liverpool. We were just there. Then we were not in the title race, we were not in the title until all these scenarios began to unfold. And then Chelsea began to dip in form. Before we realized it, we were dropping. We got to 7th position on the league at the time, 7th on the league table, and we panicked. Some of us were panicking. Then along the line, getting to I think the last 8 games of the season, 8 games, 7 games, 6 games of the season, Chelsea began to fight back. And we began to win our games. By then, we saw Cole Palmer coming back. Jackson himself, things were beginning to now. And before then, even Chelsea have learned to play without both Cole Palmer and Jackson. Chelsea have learned to do without Cole Palmer in games. We now we finally found a way of winning games without Cole Palmer and Jackson. And that actually motivated them to both come back to form. That was how Chelsea finished the season hard. Strong on 4th position. This season, Chelsea have strengthened their attack. Cole Palmer out of form, we have Estaval. Enzo Fernandez out of form, we have Andrew Santos. Caicedo out of form, we have Esugo. Jackson right now, we understand, is about to be sold. Or even if not, we have 2 backups, 2 other players. Joao Pedro and Delap. So we have a stronger attacking force right now. And we are still looking at getting in Javi Simeo and Garnacho. Even if those 2 did not come in, for me, I think with the arsenals we have right now in our disposal, we can finish the season as title winners. What am I trying to say? I am here and I want to make a bold prediction. 2025-2026 season, Chelsea will win the league title. And I will explain to you better. Liverpool, as things stands right now, they cannot defend the title. I understand they signed with Frimpong, Kekes, who else? Speak up. Eketike. Great. I agree. Frimpong, defense. Kekes, midfield. With attacking midfielder. Eketike, attacking midfielder, right? Stroke striker, whichever way. No problem. All this put together. Chelsea, Esugo, Estaval, Andrew Santos, Joao Pedro, Delap. Put them side by side. Put all these players side by side and tell me, Joao Pedro, Premier League experience. Delap, Premier League experience. Andrew Santos, under Pochettino, he was supposed to be part of the squad, but he was sent on loan with Premier League, in the Premier League, first half of the season. But he was not getting played time. That was why we had to send him to Strasbourg. Now, the only player that is an outsider right now, Gittins, coming from the Bundesliga. Gittins, Estaval, and Estaval coming from Brazilian League. Brazilian League is a totally different animal game altogether. Any player from Brazilian League finds it more easier to play in the Premier League than players from the Portuguese League. Yeah. Brazilian League is like the African League. They have the physicality. They don't care who you are. They have the talent, they have the skill set, they have the physicality because of the weather. So, for me, Estaval is already there. He will do wonders in this Premier League. Compare these players to Liverpool, who has upgraded better, who has gotten better, you know. Forget about Egyptian, what's his name? The Egyptian player, what's his name? Salah. Is it Salah? Mohamed Salah. Forget about Salah. He's old. He's got the experience. Yes, I agree. He's got the experience. I agree. But hey, Salah this season will not be playing every game 90 minutes. This season is for Chelsea. 1. Second position, the title for Chelsea. I'm doing my bold prediction. Second position, I will go for Pep Guardiola's Man City. I know most of you guys will disagree. Not for any other reason. Pep Guardiola now have a point to prove this season. Last season, Man City and Pep Guardiola failed woefully. And this season, remember they started to strengthen from January. Pep started to strengthen the squad from January. And the players that he signed in January performed for him perfectly. They delivered. Now he's having full pre-season with them. With a few additions that they are making right now. I see Pep Guardiola and Man City second to Chelsea at the end of next season. Now, why didn't I mention Arsenal? Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal last season we knew Arsenal's problem. Their biggest problem last season was a striker. Yeah. They've strengthened their midfield. And the midfielder they bought in replacement for Thomas Partey, I forgot his name. But let me just talk briefly about their striker from the Portuguese league. What's his name? Gyökeres. The Portuguese league, players from Portuguese league to the Premier League don't succeed in their first season. you can see clearly the talent in them, but they don't always succeed in their first season in the Premier League. Ask yourself why Amorim did not insist on signing Gyökeres for Manchester United. Of course, Gyökeres was his player with Lisbon, right? Gyökeres was Amorim's player. Why didn't he insisted that Gyökeres or no other striker? You think the player don't want to play for Amorim any longer? No, he wants to. He wished to. Because it is under Amorim that he scored more goals. I mean, last season he scored about 60 goals, right? When did Amorim come to Chelsea? He came mid-season. He was already on form. He was already scoring the goals. Amorim never had full season with Manchester. He came mid-season. So, why didn't Amorim insist that I want Gyökeres at all costs? Amorim knows the weak point of the player. Now, we understand Manchester United, they want Sesko, right? 70 million euros or 80 million euros. They are still working on it. No, the deal was sealed. They've gotten him, Sesko. Sesko from the German league. RB Leipzig. Players from the German league they easily adapt in the Premier League than from the Portuguese league. So for Amorim to prefer Benjamin Sesko to Victor Gyökeres as a striker in the Premier League, it is not just about the system. If it is about the system, Amorim is trying to implement the system he played in Lisbon. So for me, I see Liverpool and Arsenal dragging 3rd and 4th position. 3rd and 4th. And like I said, Liverpool, I've already seen their weak points there. So let me just say, with my conviction, Chelsea, we need a title. Yes. Man City, 2nd. 3rd, Arsenal. 4th will be Liverpool. That's my top 4 for this season. Let me hear from you in the comment section what you think. Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Liverpool cannot sustain their winning title. If they won the title last season, that mentality is already off their head. They can't make it this season. The coach, you remember their coach coming in, what's his name? Ancelotti coming in, first season he won the league title. He won the league title based on the foundation laid by Klopp. He only made 1 or 2 changes with motivation. It is this season that we are going to be seeing Ancelotti's real tactical acumen. Let me hear from you guys in the comment section. I'll see you guys all in the next one. You see me. Shalom and peace.